Hello, how are you? My name's Nikki C. Patterson, owner and operator of I Prevail K through 12 Academic Learning Center and I Prevail K through 12 Educational Consulting. As an educational consultant, I teach parents how to disrupt the one size fits all practices, policies, and procedures of the public school system so that their child can receive a quality education. Typically, when I'm coming in, it's because a parent has asked me a question and they want some tips and strategies to help their child receive a quality education. However, with all that has been going on in the public school system in assumption, I decided to transition from answering questions to instead provide solutions to our problems. And one of the problems that we have is that the majority of our black schools are failing. And so, over the last couple of days, I've come in with tips and tools as well as strategies from my book, How to Win as a Principal, which provides a 9 step plan for improving low performing schools. Well, in the previous days, we looked at the D the process is called diversity. And in the previous days, we've looked at the D for demographics, who are the students and the adults that are working in your schools and actually attending your schools. And we said that demographics matter when it comes down to improving the lowest performing schools. The next day, we looked at the I, which is investigate the data. There's data that's being given or generated each year from your students, from your scores, from the teachers that are coming and the teachers that are leaving, from the discipline. There is data that we need to be looking at. And the question is, are we looking at that data? And today when we come in, we're going to look at the V from the diversity process. And the V basically is vision for success. What is your vision for success? I know typically when we're looking at a vision for success, we're looking at what do we need in order to achieve the next letter grade. And that's good, fine, and dandy because as leaders, we want to seem successful. We want to be successful. But what about the students that's in our schools? A lot of those children have visions for their future. Are we looking at what things are now currently plaguing those students so that we can help them to overcome it? If not, we may be setting those students up for to not achieve what they've actually want to achieve. And as an educator in the public school system, I've been very, very fortunate to not only have a vision for my own life, but to actually take steps to working towards the vision for my life. And so in the book, How to Win as a Principal, in the chapter for vision setting, I look at how a school leader in the district had his eyes set on a higher position. However, because he was in a leadership role in the school, he had his eyes set on a higher position. So he was basically missing the mark as far as how he can help to improve the school. Sometimes because our eyes are not focused here and now on what we should be focusing on to achieve the immediate results we need, and we're trying to achieve future results, we can miss helping those people that we're put there to help. And so inside of that chapter, Vision for Success, I not only say what vision casting is and how we can achieve it, I also I lay out a plan for how, if we want to build college and career ready students, what that looks like. Not only do I lay out a plan for it, but I give you step by step instructions of how we were able to use this plan in our own schools. So if I'm going to say that this student lives in low performing communities or low income communities, one of the visions that I can set for this child is that I can help him to create a foundation for seeing future differently. One of my principles that I pride myself on, it doesn't matter where a student starts in life, with a quality education, that child can and will do better than without receiving that quality education. Unfortunately, many of students that are coming from low income communities attend low performing schools and they're not able to succeed beyond the school walls. There are barriers that are created. So when leaders come in and they're looking at what does success look like, one of the things that I would always admonish a leader to do is to look at your students, look at your community, and see what things they need to rise above. I know there's a lot of things that we want to discuss and we want to talk about, and that's one of the reasons why I want to host a book study for the book How to Win as a Principal. Vision casting is so powerful. As a child who came from poverty and attended majority black schools that were themed low performing and attended a high school that lacked cultural representation, I had to create a vision for what my success looked like, or I was going to continue to be in the same place that I had always been. Well, when God placed it on my heart to create the diversity process, I worked with Him to basically choose each step. And not only was I choosing each step based on what God was saying, but I was advocating for my own son as I was writing the book. And it was more of the problems that I saw in his school. There was no vision for what the school was going to achieve. It was only about a test score or students scoring what they needed to on the state test. So that means there was a lot of angles or cracks in the foundation, and a lot of students started to seep through those cracks. And I want us, when we're looking for our next superintendent, our district has just agreed not to renew our superintendent's contract. So June 2020, they'll be looking for a new superintendent. Well, one of the issues has been, what do we do with the low performing Black schools? I want us to come together and I want us to look at how do we save our own schools. This book has a 9-step plan for doing so, but we can come together and talk about the issues that we've had in the school system. We can talk about how we've been able to maneuver those for our own children, and we can talk about how do we present a plan to the next superintendent so that they're not trying to fix our schools, but we've said what our schools need and we've presented the plan to them. So the book study starts on June 1st, and I would love, love, love if each and every one of you who have a concern and wants to be a part of the solution to this problem can join us for the book study. It's going to be on June 1st. You can email me for more information. The email address is info at Nikki, Nikki, cpatterson.com. I am so looking forward to partnering with each and every one of you so that we can create a vision for our children's success. Thanks and have a great day. Bye.